Hey everybody, my name is Stephanie and I'm the blogger behind BrighterDarling.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be discussing the Jeffree Star Orgy palettes, the eyeshadow palettes. I don't have anything else from the collection, but I figured it would be an interesting perspective for me to try it as somebody who A, has switched to more cleaner beauty, but trying something that maybe isn't as traditionally clean to just see my thoughts. And then also it was the first palette Jeffree Star has made that really attracted me as somebody who's into more like wearable makeup. So I have been eyeing his formulas for a long time. I really want this review and demo to not at all address Jeffree Star as a person. My thoughts on Jeffree Star as a person are quite separate from Jeffree Star as a cosmetics brand. So you know, maybe I'll get thumbs downs for that. I don't really care. This video is for those of you who are interested in hearing about my thoughts on the palettes. So that's all we're gonna do today. We're going to just talk about the eyeshadow, the makeup, and that's it. So with that being said, so let me just give you some background. If you've been watching my videos for a little bit now, a few months, you've noticed that I've made the switch to cleaner beauty, and I would say 95 to 98% of the products I use on a daily basis are clean. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't occasionally try not clean products, or I don't regularly use not clean products. Technically, Hourglass Cosmetics is not clean, but I still use this Luminous Light finishing powder every single day. You know, Benefit Cosmetics Clear Brow Gel, not technically a clean beauty product, but I still use it. So I want you guys to know, as my followers, that I am passionate about clean beauty, and it's something that majority of my skincare and my makeup and my cosmetics and my personal care is clean. But I'm also still a beauty blogger, and it's important for me to try other products to give you, you know, accurate comparisons to say, hey, I've tried the traditional beauty stuff and this clean beauty brand is just as good, or this is really similar to this, or this is really similar to that, and make those accurate comparisons. So I look at it as like a diet. I eat clean most of the time, but sometimes I have a cheat meal, and I look at my beauty the same way. I'm not going to be using not clean products on a daily basis, but here and there, I'm going to try things out. I'm going to see what I think, and it really is going to just help me be a better blogger and a better consumer to be able to make comparisons. So that's what led me to feel confident that I wanted to try the Jeffree Star Orgy palettes, even though they were not clean. They are vegan and they are cruelty-free though. And when I do look at the ingredients, they're not terribly dirty. So with that being said, let's just get into the palettes. So the main palette in this collection is this large palette, and it is all matte shades. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh my god, I need it. This is the palette that actually made me be like, I want this palette. I didn't even think about the mini one at first, because I just love matte shadows. I think matte shadows work for every day. It works for dramatic looks. They're more flattering as you get older. Not saying that you can't use shimmer as you get older. You totally can and should, but it's just easier to work with matte shades as you get older and your eyelid skin changes. So this palette is just wonderful in terms of the variety of tones. Now, if you're an artist or you're just somebody who likes to play with makeup, this is incredible, because let's say I was a bridal makeup artist, which I do wedding makeup and special events. I have every tone under the sun to do a smoky, appropriate wedding, special events look for anybody's skin tone here. Everybody fits here. Like, I can't find one person that I couldn't do a makeup look using these shades on. I don't need anything else. The other amazing thing is you have everything from almost a white bone shade here to true black, and everything in between. So this is an incredible variety. You cannot get a palette like this unless you made it yourself with MAC eyeshadows. It's the only one I can think of. Something that's a close second is the Tarte palette. I want to say it's, I don't know what it's called, but it's the Tarte palette that's the all matte shades. It has like 12 shades and they're all matte, but still can't compare with the insane variety you have here. So many different transition shades, so many different deeper, it's just crazy, right? Now, for an everyday consumer, do you need all these shades? Absolutely not. You're probably going to stick with the same 3, 4, maybe 5, and that's it. Maybe one from each row. But for me, I love this. Like I can just, the little subtle nuances and the tones can really change the look of your eye makeup. So today I did a very neutral smoky eye because I used the neutral tones throughout the different rows. So I used a neutral beige, I used a neutral mid-tone, I used a neutral transition shade, and I used neutral deeper shades, and that's giving me this look. But if I wanted to warm it up, I could use more something like the Blowout shade or Top or Craving Chocolate or Money Shot or Happy, you know, like there's that variety to create those little nuances that'll really change your eye look. So now, obviously this is massive. I don't even know how many shades are in here. I'll make sure I have the information on the bottom. But this was the palette I really wanted, honestly. But when I went to beautylish.com, which is where I purchased these, they had a package deal where you got the mini and the big palette for, I think it was 78 bucks for both. And it really was a great deal. Like, it made this palette so much cheaper. So the cool thing about this palette and this collection is that he put all the shimmery shades in its own mini palette, which I really actually thought was genius, because when you think about it, you're only really using a shimmer shade on the top, on your lid, right? On your mobile lid. That's where people put the shimmery shade more often than not. You're not putting on a shimmery shade through your crease or on your brow bone necessarily. Maybe sometimes, but you know what I mean. Majority of the shimmer color is going in one little spot here. So why do you need, you know, a big palette of all shimmery shades? So it's cool that he has it like this, I thought. But it's also cool from a marketing perspective because it makes the consumer want to purchase both, like with no questions asked, which is what happened here. So in this palette, he has these 9 shades. They're metallic and pressed glitters, which I didn't realize. So in this row, you have Glass Wet, which is a pressed glitter, Champagne Drip, which is a metallic, Gagging, which is a pressed glitter, Soaking Sun, which is metallic, Frozen Fire, which is a pressed glitter, Bathhouse, which is a metallic, Explicit, which is a metallic, Foam Party, which is a pressed glitter, and Eiffel Tower, which is a metallic. Now, this is the palette I'm not as like blown away by, but it's hard for me to even say that because the metallic formula in this palette is incredible. No fallout, super buttery, great like grip. I don't know what the word is for that, but like it sticks to your skin very well, and super intense color. The pressed glitters are my problem, and it might be just me. Maybe I need to look up how he suggests using them. I don't know why I have a hard time getting them to perform in a way that I feel like they should. They're just very flaky to me. So I'll show you the pressed glitters. I think there's only the 3, right? Oh no, and Gagging, hold on. So see, they just, I don't know if it's even gonna pick it up on camera. They look cool there, but on the eyes they're very unimpressive. They're very flaky. Whereas the metallics are absolutely beautiful, buttery, heavenly happiness. I can only fit 4, but you can see a huge difference here with the way that that pigment payoff is. You can't even compare it. So I don't know, it might just be me. Maybe I need to, maybe you guys can tell me if there's better ways to help the pressed glitters perform. But for that reason, as cool as this palette looks, I'm only gonna see myself using Champagne Drip, Soaking Sun, Bathhouse, Explicit, and Eiffel Tower. The 1, 2, 4 out of the 9, I'm kind of meh about. So anyway, they do both have very nice big mirrors. The small one has a nice big mirror, and the big one, my goodness, the mirror is very generous. The whole top is a mirror here, which is nice. They are cardboard packaging. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, vegan and cruelty-free, which is nice. The packaging itself, quite inappropriate, as you would imagine. So I did save the box so you can see. So the big one came in this box. With these nude people just having a nice time. And then the small packaging is the nude people, but in real life, where you can really see all of the activity here. But whatever, that's, you know, if you're buying it, you know what you're getting, right? I mean, the name of the palette really tells all. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the actual palettes. Now, do I feel like you need this palette or these palettes? No, nobody needs eyeshadow palettes. But if you are a makeup artist, you definitely are gonna love this. Unless you already have like a big palette with all those nude shades, then no, maybe not. But if you're somebody who loves neutral eyeshadow, I don't know what else I need in my life, to be completely honest. Like, I could seriously throw away all my palettes and have this. The formula is one of the best formulas of eyeshadow I have ever tried. Full stop. I can't even think of a formula that is comparable to the way that these layer on each other, the way they build up, the lack of fallout, crazy for the level of pigment, the longevity on my eyes without a primer. I've used this shadow for over 2 weeks now, no primers, no issues. So with that being said, I will roll right into the look that I have here today. So I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in medium sand today. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the lids to just make sure everything's evened out. So I actually recently was watching a, I think it was on YouTube, maybe it was on Instagram, but it was like an argument over if you should put your eye makeup on before the rest of your face. And the argument was, and I actually find this very interesting, that eye makeup first, which is normally what I do, but to save a little time, I just wanted to put foundation on for this. The reason though is that it prevents a buildup of all the other makeup. So like, let's say you did your foundation, your powder, concealer, all that first. All that typically might end up on your eyelids before you put your shadow on, and then that's like extra oils and things like that on your eyelids, and then it might prevent your eyeshadow from lasting as long, which I think is it's probably very true. So that's probably why a lot of YouTube people, we don't really know exactly why we do our eye makeup first, other than the fallout issue, but it also does seem to last longer. There's less stuff on your eyelid before you do your eye makeup. So now that we have everything evened out, I'm going to do like a light dusting of a skin color eyeshadow, and we're gonna go into the big Orgy palette for that. So when I did the look on Instagram, I used Implant, which is this shade right here. This shade right here. So I'm gonna use that to kind of just set the concealer. Now honestly, I've played with this palette for a couple weeks now. None of the shades on the top row look much different once you apply them, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, you always need a good light base, I feel like, but just saying, it's not like it's gonna change your look very much unless you're very, very pale, then it might. So after Implant, I think I went in with Body, which is all the way over here. It's like a, kind of like a yellowish greenish, oops, nope, Body, this one. And I used a very, very fluffy, this is clean, it just looks dirty, brush, and I started layering the color. This second row also very, not going to give you much color here. It's really just kind of the very early beginnings of what will be the crease shades, but you can kind of see. Okay. And I do kind of take it out a little bit. After that, I use the very lovely C word all the way over here. I'm saying that because I don't know if YouTube will censor me for it. So it's the C word all the way over here. I think I did switch to a more narrow fluffy brush, but let's just do a little bit at first. And I'm kind of focusing this more on the outer half, not pulling it as far in. You can definitely start to see some depth building up. Okay, I'm going to switch to a, I guess I'm going to use this one. It's a Sigma E35, I believe. It's a little It has a little bit of makeup on it. Okay. And I'm using that same C word. It's just a narrower brush, so it's going to give me more concentrated color. Right in this outer half, I want to start building up the depth in this outer half. See? These shadows, guys, say what you may about Jeffree Star, but they do truly perform very, very well. I'm only speaking to this Orgy palette collection, but this is the first I've ever experienced his eyeshadow formula, because it's honestly the only palette that I saw myself using. And I understand why people do like his makeup. I now have tried a couple minis of his liquid lipsticks and glosses, and they also were really nice. So, we're not reviewing the person, we're reviewing the brand. And you have to remember, there are tons of people that are employed by him that you want to support too, so, you know, whatever. I don't want to hear anything about him. I know, I watched it all, I get it. I don't necessarily agree with the things that he might have done, but again, this video is strictly about the makeup, and the makeup is good. So, okay. Now, I said this in the YouTube video, I feel as though, like, right here, if you want to like have like a professional look for the office or every day, you can put on a little bit of liner, or even take one of the darker eyeshadows and do like a little bit on the lash line, put some mascara on, and this would look very beautiful. It's, I don't know, it's very wearable. The matte shades, great. Very blendable, great. But I feel like once you hit these second two deeper rows, this is where the drama starts happening. So, I feel like when I did the palette the look I did, I went in with Booby Trap next, which was in the next row here, this like chocolatey brown here. It's like a yellow tinted brown, which is kind of what I was going for, like a more neutral yellow look, yellow brown, like not warm, if that makes sense, like a true neutral smoky eye. Okay, and then I just layered that up again, and I went in a little further, see? So the pigment is amazing. Like, they're very effortless. Some shadows you have to work with a little bit more. These, they really are, the pigment lays down evenly. The blendability is amazing. Very, very little fallout. I don't think I have any right now. This is very difficult to do, I feel like, when you're using, and that's from someone who's used, you know, all the shadows. MAC, Anastasia, Tarte. I mean, there isn't a brand I don't think I have not tried, because I love eye makeup, and eyeshadow is, I mean, I don't go crazy. I don't do like these Insta glam looks like you might see from other YouTubers, but I do love my eye makeup, especially eyeshadows. I am a sucker. And then I went in with a very, very small tapered brush, a MAC 217, the cult favorite brush that everybody should own. It's a smaller, even smaller. It looks dirty, but it's not. And I used Orgy. Now, I would have normally used Happy Ending, this one, because it has a little bit more of that yellow tone, but I used Orgy because it's the namesake of the palette, and I wanted to make sure I used it the first time I tried. So this is a very dark, neutral brown. And we are just gonna pat that right in the outer half there. Outer, I don't even know what we would say, half, like quarter. Oops. I just like pack it into that outer third. And I look up and I make sure it's hitting my socket bone. Like I can feel where the socket bone is. And for now, that's where we're gonna stop. We're gonna go and do the shimmery now. And I used Bathhouse, which is this gorgeous taupey shimmer metallic. Stunning. I think this remains my favorite shade. Now initially I did use a flat shader brush. This is a Sephora Small Shadow 15, but you'll see, like, I always go in with my finger after. But the brush application, incredible. Like, look at the pigment. That is really, I find more and more recently, it's really hard for shimmery shadows to have that incredible pigment with a brush. And I'm pulling it right into, again, the orbital bone crease there. It's almost like a cut crease, but I'm gonna soften it out so it's not a cut crease. I don't personally love cut crease on my semi-hooded lids. Okay, I go back in with the fluffy brush, whatever's left. Actually, I want to clean it up because I did use that darker color. So let's just soften up that shimmery shade. And then what I'm going to do is go back into Booby Trap, which was the second to darkest brown, and pull that through the crease. Now this is where you want to make sure when your eyes are open, you still see that darker brown in the crease. Especially when you have semi-hooded lids, because you can lose the depth. Okay, so now I will go in with Bathhouse again on my finger to really make that shape pop more than it even already does. I'm going to line my lids with the Sigma Wicked Gel Liner in the new Clean formula, and then we're gonna be right back. Okay, the top liner is on. Makes such a huge difference. In case you guys are wondering, I use the MAC 263 for my gel liner 9 times out of 10. I love this brush. I have used this brush, I would say 10 years now. I think this is the best gel liner brush. It is soft, it is narrow. I'm not sure if MAC still makes it, to be completely honest. It's the MAC 263. But if they do, pick this up. It's so good. It's better than any other ones I've tried. Let's do some concealing with the Tarte Shape Tape again. This is medium sand. And now, because I have a kind of dramatic look, I will go heavier with the concealer. So taking my damp beauty blender. Now, when I did this look for Instagram, I also set it with the Beauty Bakery Flour Setting Powder. This is in the Cassava. It's yellow. And I like that because it's brightening for my under eyes. And I look up. This is a problem I was talking about on Instagram a while ago. I have forgotten to look up when I do this, because if you don't, it can look crepey, old, and not cute. Don't forget to look up. And all you girls who are in your 20s, don't use as much powder as you think is necessary. Use less. It will pay off when you're in your 30s and beyond. Let's set the rest of our face. Cover FX pressed mineral powder. This is in shade G30. It's much lighter than my natural skin tone, but I like it because it doesn't make my foundation oxidize. Let's really set these rhinoceroses on my face. Okay, let's do the under eyes. So we are going to do the C word first. I kind of work backwards. So I use the dark shade here, the dark shade from here, and the dark shade from here to just even out the lower lash line. I've really gotten away from a lot of eyeliner on the lower lash line. We are going to use a little eyeliner though. Only on the outer half, and it's a brown liner. It's the Marc Jacobs liner in Rococo. You guys have been reading my blog for a while. You know I love this brown liner. It's like a bronzy shimmery. Now I will use just a bit of Booby Trap, which was the one we used after the C word, to continue to smoke it out a little bit, only on the outer half. All right, I feel like things are very even. We just need lashes, brows. So I'm using the Beauty Counter Brow Pencil in medium, which has been my go-to for months now. I used to be my Benefit, Benefit was my gal. Benefit brows forever, which don't get me wrong, I still love all my Benefit brow products. They can't do wrong in my eyes, but I've really enjoyed the Beauty Counter one. It's a little warmer than the brown that I was using, the shade I was using from Benefit. It's like half a shade warmer than the one I was using, and it really makes a big difference. I even did an Instagram poll, like split face, what brow looked better, and 85% of you voted the Beauty Counter one. Now that we have the brows on, let's do some of the face. So with an eye makeup look this dramatic, we definitely need some bold highlighter. Oh my god, I hit pan on this. The Ilia highlighter I've been talking about all summer. Obsessed. I just can't believe it. I hit pan. Wow. I've been using it all summer, so I guess I have to expect that. Now, I put highlighter on first because I like it to kind of blend in, and if you do it first and then do the other steps, I feel like that's what happens. We're going to use the Beauty Counter Dune. I use it all the time, so we're just going to do that. This is definitely a warmer bronzer. It's not contour at all. I start here, right at the back of the tragus, that thing on your ear, that's like the top of that. That's where I like to start my bronzer. And then I pull it down, and then the jawline. I have like a very angular chin, so I like to kind of minimize that. Blush, it's this one I've been using a lot of in the summer. It's a little bit more like a, in the camera it looks purple, but it's really more of like a mauve rose, but it looks good with the tan. But first what I want to do is mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to use my Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. Go-to summer mascara. I have used it all summer religiously with the exception of trying out this Tarte Surfer Curl. I didn't really love it. This is what I prefer. It gives me dramatic, thick, borderline clumpy lashes, but I like it. So, it also doesn't smudge or flake at all, which is really hard for a clean mascara to do in my opinion. But look at how the difference is with mascara on. And you totally could put false lashes on with this look. It will look bomb, but I don't really need to be doing that today. So what I like to do now, if you've watched my video 400 times, I always take my Hourglass Luminous Light, which this, guys, it's donezo. Like, I have another one, I really need to break it out, but what I do is I like to use it as a finishing powder, which is what it is for, to soften the rest of the makeup. So, okay, let's do the lips. So what I did was I lined a little bit with Pillow Talk lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. Actually, I need to sharpen this, because you can see like there's foundation and stuff on my lips, and I lose the definition. I went in with Terra. Yeah, I think I did Terra. Wow. And Bare Shimmer, which I don't know where it is right now. Hold on. Okay, Terra is one of the new Sheer Genius lipsticks from Beauty Counter. It's like a peachy pink nude. So I'm gonna use Bare Shimmer. Well, this is the old packaging from Beauty Counter. The new packaging looks like this. Old model, new and improved, but we're gonna use the old model. I don't have the new shade. This shade in this packaging. This is like a J-Lo nude. See? This is the look I did on Instagram, with the exception of I didn't use lip liner, so the lips looked a little lighter. But don't mind my dinosaurs. That's it. I hope you guys liked this really long get ready with me dramatic makeup look. If you want me to do any other reviews, just let me know. You guys know I am focusing more on clean beauty lately, which is my heart, but if there's truly other makeup out there that you're really curious about what my thoughts are, I am not against trying not clean products. If it's just something I'm going to be able to use, like eyeshadow, I'm not going to use that every day. A lipstick here and there, like a blush or highlighter, like I'm up for trying it if it's not clean within reason. I just need to know what you guys want my thoughts on, but otherwise I definitely am playing much more in the clean realm. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware that I am clean, I'm passionate about clean, but I'm still a beauty blogger at heart, and I still like to know what's out there so I can make those really accurate, reviews for you guys and make those comparisons when I'm trying to find cleaner products for the things you might love from other brands. So, okay, that's it. I'll talk to y'all later.